I am.
all year.
Since I've been here.
Me too.
All right, ready whenever you are.
Would you like to call the roll?
Mr. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mr. Sublette,
Yes.
Mr. Smansky,
Yes.
and Mr. Mather.
Yes.
We do have a quorum.
I guess I should swear you in first, yes?
Probably.
Do you swear from the tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Stephanie Kensler, Planning Division.
Thank you very much. Meeting minutes,
Yes.
do I have a motion? For October? We can do it. Okay. I will second.
That was a motion by Mr. Smansky, seconded by Mr. Reeds, Mr. Fleming. Mr. Reeds,
Yes.
Mr. Sublette, Mr. Smansky,
Yes.
and Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carries.
First case?
Yes.
1515.
All right. Our first case is COA 25-01052 for 1515 Hamlet. The applicant is requesting review and action on the replacement of 4 original wood windows with Rosati black vinyl windows in existing openings. The submission includes detailed condition photos and the window quote schedule provided by Rosati. Here are the 3 of the 4 windows being proposed for replacement. And then here are just the detailed condition photos from the applicant. And then here at the end, we have the quote sheet from Rosati detailing the 4 windows and their dimensions. So with that, the University District Plan recommends preservation of original architectural features, including windows. The plan also states that if replacement is necessary, that the replacement should maintain the original design, type, and proportion of the original windows. The proposal is inconsistent with these recommendations, as vinyl windows have a different profile than wood windows. Staff does note that several windows on the property were approved for replacement under previous COAs, UID 21-11-007 and UID 21-09-005, using the Anderson 100 series, which is a fiberglass composite single-hung window. So with that, staff is recommending a conditional approval, with the conditions being that the applicant either select a window from the approved windows list, or they use the Anderson 100 series to match the previous approval, and that regardless of the window, the replacement windows be sized to fit the original masonry opening. Thank you.
Vice President? I swear you in.
Thank you.
Swear from the tell the truth, the whole truth. Yes. Anything you'd like to add to the city's overview?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That's quick. Do you have any questions? What?
Well, me. So
Comment?
you're good with using the Anderson, is that?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
Sorry.
we're going.
Understood. Okay. I'll start again. No. So upstairs is Anderson, the replacement ones. These are for only downstairs ones. And yeah, they're rotted out as is. Honestly, we would have done these ones before the Anderson if we knew that these ones existed. These are actually like higher quality wood interior, far more matching of like the original home design than the Anderson. So all downstairs will match together, and then the Andersons are all upstairs.
But when you're referring to the putting in vinyl windows that have a wood interior.
Correct. So vinyl exterior, wood interior, and it's as close to matching as we could find without making them both wood.
It's not.
The inside is wood. Yeah, it's poplar and they stain it.
But the windows you're proposing, the Rosati's utilize the existing opening.
Correct. They'll match exactly as is. Yep. We don't want to change we're trying to keep things as original as possible, without doing wood again. Or wood exterior, I should say.
The Andersons are a vinyl exterior, so.
Fiberglass. I think.
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
So you can approve it as submitted. I just had to make note that what the plan recommends, which would be to use a window from the approved windows list, but because there wasn't a window not on the approved list approved previously, we would be amenable to them using that again. So you could either go with the staff recommendation, or if you have the information you think you need to determine that these are a high quality window, you can approve it as submitted.
What's your response to that?
I'm curious when that updated window list was made originally and when there's been any updates to that. And also, I mean, I live on campus pretty much, like every window is vinyl, at least seemingly. So trying to do it the right way of coming in here and like presenting that, with these are wood interior.
Yep.
And we're not trying to put terrible stuff in like our home. We've lived here for 5 years, so we're not trying to flip this, but we're trying to live there and also save money on like energy. These are expensive windows, not cheap like Lowe's ones. I love Lowe's, side note, on the record. We're a Lowe's household, not a Home Depot.
So I'm curious, I'll lean on the architects for this more, but I'm just curious, to look at these from the outside, is the appearance of the Rosati window similar to the Anderson window in terms of what you see?
I don't know off the top of my head without the products in front of me. I think I would direct that to you. Is the profile, how markedly different is the profile?
I'm not sure. So oftentimes when we get a window quote, the company has like a window spec that, shows the cut through and the air gap in the glass and all the things, and they were not able to provide that for this window.
Can I share a little bit? I messaged Rosati as well, and I was like, do you have a single one pager or any good PDF brochure? And they said no, and that they're working on it. Our current windows are black painted exterior. These are black painted exterior. I think to like the naked eye, you wouldn't really be able to tell. And also the current ones are single pane, and it looks like you're at like a house of mirrors sort of thing. It's like extremely warped. But the actual frames are like the same, as close to the same width, like pane as we could get. Same like top was like 70-30 window split, or I don't know. But even that's going to be the same measurements.
You might go back to the photos.
Originally the store?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking the storm out.
The windows or your neo vinyl windows are going to be sized to match the masonry.
Correct. Yeah. Even like the picture window that we have on like going up the stairs on the side, which is one of these ones, will be the same like depth inside of the picture, as opposed to like meeting on the outside. I can show you which one. That one.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So like we're not going to have the window pushed all the way to the brick. It's still going to sit inside.
And you're the owner.
Correct. Yep.
I mean, I think, try to remember, generally, I think, like it's been a while since we had a window thing. There's a list of approved windows that came out of HRC. Generally, they're more expensive windows. They're like the aluminum flat-built windows. And I think we recognize that applicants in the district, that's oftentimes a financial burden. So I think recently, approving vinyl windows as long as they maintain the masonry opening. I mean, seems reasonable. I mean, Rosati's a local company, so I get it. They're not as sophisticated. I looked online. It does look like it's probably too better. I guess I'm fine with that, like, as long as the masonry or everything's being maintained. You know, if the window, it's a black exterior. it's
Yep,
gonna
and these are black painted, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from the street lines, it's the difference.
Yep.
As long as, it's gonna look better because the aluminum, nice aluminum storm frames are gonna go away. It's gonna be a bigger, sight line, so better sight line.
You already moved the storms.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original was our single. He's gonna go to a double.
Yeah. That one side window with the storms in the pictures, the only one that has any remaining, and even then there's like rips in the mesh from God knows when. So yeah.
Keone, my guess is that the sight line of the vinyl window isn't going to differ too greatly from the Anderson window.
Yeah, I don't.
And I think that Rosati would be able to answer the question, what is the depth of the sight line? But they may not have a brochure, but they'll
They
certainly.
got windows.
Yeah. So I would just suggest that you ask Rosati what the depth of the sight line is, provide that to the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
As proof that it's not going to really differ from Anderson all that much.
It was like a conditional for staff approval.
Right.
Depth of the sight line.
Yep.
And they'll okay. Cool.
Basically the thickness.
Okay.
And is there so you're not talking about you're talking about in comparison to what has already been replaced?
In comparison to what's upstairs.
Okay. And then what is that margin of acceptable difference? Because we would need to know that for the condition.
The right idea, Dan.
50% or less.
How much?
50% or less. So let's say those windows upstairs are like 2 inches. The sight line's 2 inches. And the Rosati windows come back as 3 inches. That sucks, but I don't think anybody's going to notice from the street.
Okay.
Okay, I can find out. And then do I just email it to you? Okay.
So you would be, when we get to making a motion, you're talking about a conditional approval to approve the windows the applicant has submitted, so long as the what, sightline? So we said
They provide you with the sight line from Rosati windows.
that the sightline for the Rosati window is
Is
within 50%
50%.
of the size of the.
No greater than 50% of the existing second floor windows.
Okay. And if it is greater than 50%, are we asking the applicant to return, or do you want to say, or go with the Anderson window?
Sure. I'll ask the applicant to return, but my bet is that you're not going to have to.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions, comments from the board?
We have an official motion.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay,
with the conditional approval that you just wrote down.
got it.
I have a
Second. There's a motion by Mr. Mather, seconded by Mr. Reeds for a conditional approval that the windows the applicant submitted be approved so long as the sightline is no greater than 50% of the sightline of the second floor windows. Okay, perfect. Mr. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Reeds,
Yes.
Mr. Sublett, Mr. Smansky,
Yes.
Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Takes us to 21 East 11th.
That one was yes, that one was withdrawn.
2034 North High Street.
Yes, let me get rid of this. Okay. Application COA 25-01212 for 2034 North High Street. The applicant is requesting review and action on the construction of a secondary means of egress to include new stairs and an ADA lift at the rear of the building for the basement tenant space. The submission includes existing condition photos, site plan elevations, floor plan sections, and material specifications. Here are those materials. As you can see, we're talking about this area to the rear of the building. There is an existing fire escape situation, but they are wanting to go below grade and add, in the best picture here, stairs and then a lift down to this basement tenant space. You can see it here in the section. Here will be the stairs and then the lift. And then here are the specifications for those materials. As such, the university district plan does not address means of egress and/or ADA accessibility features. However, the plan does recommend the use of high-quality materials and that additions and alterations be compatible with the surrounding area. The proposal is consistent with these recommendations. Additionally, the alterations will be on the rear of the building, with most of the work being below grade. Therefore, there will be minimal visual impact from any surrounding right-of-way. As such, staff is supportive of the proposal without condition.
Thank you very much. It's very good. Very informational, truthful.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to add, city's overview?
Pretty much covered it. It's for a new tenant in the lower level of the building, and we're trying to provide ADA accessibility, just an easier way of egressing in and out to that space. There is a stair in front, but that's a kind of a shared stair with the apartments above. But we're trying to create a little more separation for the people coming and going to that space below from the back.
So this is not an emergency egress. This will be the entrance and exit for that lower apartment.
Yeah, and it's not if it's actually gonna be a bar down there. But yes, it's a separate, just so that there's have a direct egress right to the exterior. Because right now there's only one egress, and we need two means of egress anyways for this space. And there's two actually ground floor tenants that have storage and some mechanical room space, so they would be able to take advantage of having those stairs as well.
Any other questions?
I was just curious, what is the face?
Right now, it's nothing. I think a long time ago, it was part of Larry's.
I think we saw.
Yeah,
She was on below high. It was just in.
yeah. So it was that
Yeah,
once upon a
so
time.
it's a retail space. You need two means of egress.
Mhm.
I mean, it's on the backside of the building. It's basically.
And the lift itself's kind of hidden underneath that existing
Yeah.
stair above, and
It's not great. It's a place for some.
it seemed the path of least resistance, honestly.
Yeah. It's, the basement space is behind retail space without the.
Do I hear a motion?
For the applications.
I will second.
That was a motion by Mr. Fleming, seconded by Mr. Reeds to approve as submitted. Mr. Fleming, Mr. Reeds, Mr. Sublett, Mr. Smansky, and Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
It's roughly the 18th Avenue.
All right, our next application is COA 25-01217 for 70 East 18th Avenue. The applicant is requesting review and action on the following proposed exterior alterations. Removing the asphalt shingle siding on the upper exterior walls and replacing with smooth hardy board panel siding to be painted Sherwin-Williams Colonial Revival Stone Green. The trim and fascia to be painted Sherwin-Williams Panda White. They will also be removing and rebuilding the back porch and the porch roof. The decking will be Trex Enhanced Composite Decking in Honey Grove color. Railing to be GAF Enhanced Composite Railing in Charcoal Black. The shingles on the rear porch roof will be GAF Timberline HDZ Charcoal. And then the columns will be wooden posts wrapped in smooth hardy board siding. The color will be Sherwin-Williams Panda White. And then they will also be replacing the two front doors with a new steel single door with side lights that will be painted Sherwin-Williams Panda White, and the original transom is to remain. The submission includes existing condition photos, demolition plans, elevations, and material specifications and cut sheets. I'll go through that quickly. Here's the property we're talking about. This is the shingle siding on this rear that they are proposing to remove. Here is the demolition plan of that existing deck and roof. You can see that here. And then this is the proposed deck. And then you can see in the elevations here that hardy siding and the new rear porch and roof structure. And the shingles labeled here. It's just the side elevation. And then this is the current front door situation. It's two separate doors right now with the original transom, and they're proposing to replace that with a single door with the side lights, keeping that original transom in place. And then here are their material specifications and showing the different colors. And then here are the product cut sheets. So with that, the University District Plan recommends preservation of contributing buildings and their character-defining features, as well as supports the removal of inappropriate additions and alterations. The plan also recommends the use of no more than 2 predominant wall materials, with lighter materials on the upper sections and materials that add texture and visual interest to the building. The proposal is consistent with these guidelines. As such, staff recommends support as submitted.
Thank you. I swear both of you in. You swear from tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing.
I do.
Anything you like that?
No, I think she's covered most of it, just kind of replacing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
things.
Okay. Easy crowd today.
Yeah. I mean,
But it's all good.
Sort of a reminiscence for me, I days ago removed a couple of asphalt, big brick shingles.
That insult brick is a problem.
with the application submitted.
I'll second the motion.
That was a motion by Mr. Fleming, seconded by Mr. Mather. Mr. Fleming, Mr. Reeds,
Yes.
Mr. Sublett,
Yes.
Mr. Smansky,
Yes.
and Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thanks for your time.
Who is recusing themselves from this next application?
Oh.
You guys both can't leave, though. Someone has to stay so that we don't lose our quorum. So rock, paper, scissors.
You said
Thank you.
the applicant is campus partners of the Ohio State University.
Oh, Chris.
Yes. Well, yes.
Technically, it's only,
Sir?
It's campus partners.
technically, it's only campus partners, I don't understand.
I'm not working for campus partners. So, yeah, as long as we're good with that.
These are the same as what you, but
Oh, wow.
sorry. Sorry. That is up to you. Yes. We can't,
Gonna be good.
we can't make anyone recuse themselves. So just as a bit of background, I combined 2 different applications into one because they're for the same property. One is requiring action, which is going to be a vote on the rezoning recommendation, and then the other is a conceptual review. So
You're good on the, staff approvals?
yes, we still have a quorum, so. Thank you.
Yeah, it's campus partners, right?
Yes,
The Ohio State University is not an applicant.
it is not. We reference this on there just because of the obvious location and reference to, yeah. Yes.
We lost our chair. Ryan, would you like to serve as chair because our vice chair is also not here?
Vice chair.
Okay. All right, we're not making this complicated at all. Okay. So as I said, we've got two applications. It's the last one for action on the agenda is the rezoning, and then the first one, the only one for conceptual is for the design. So I combined it all into one staff report. I'll read through it. We'll walk through the materials. And then once we provide the feedback, we'll take a vote on the recommendation for the zoning, and we don't need to take action on the conceptual review. So
Can I ask question during this discussion?
So Ryan, once we read the staff report, make sure I'm saying this right. So I'll read the staff report, and then if the applicant has any additional comment they want to make, and then we can open it up for public speakers. And if you'd like to go up to the podium, we can give 3 minutes, 3 minutes to each public speaker. And we'll just need to get your name for the minutes. Okay, and then after that, if you all have any comments, questions, and then we'll move on to the action. Cool. All right. Staff report first. So this is for COA 25-01195 as well as COA 25-01248 for 72 East 15th Avenue. The applicant is requesting review and action on a proposed rezoning as well as conceptual review of a portion of the future new construction on the currently vacant site. The proposal is part of the University Square development. The applicant is proposing to rezone the property from CPD to UCR, which is urban core. After the parcel is rezoned, the applicant is planning to build out the site with residential, a hotel, retail, and parking structure. As a part of this application, the applicant is requesting a conceptual review of the hotel and retail portion of the future new construction. The hotel and retail component will be approximately 101,600 square feet with approximately 145 guest rooms and include 3 retail spaces. The proposed height is 124 feet. The submission includes the zoning application, which is Z25-057, existing condition photos, contextual University Square master plan information, as well as site plan, floor plans, elevations, and renderings for the new hotel and retail space. So let's go through the materials real quick. And I went ahead and just combined the materials for both cases. So here's just some contextual information. This is the overall plan for this site. So you can see the hotel and the retail space here is what we're going to be providing conceptual feedback on, but then there will also be a parking structure and residential once the site is completely built out. This is information about the hotel. This is where that 124 height came from and the total square footage. More contextual information about how this overall project ties in with campus. And then again, here's just the proposed hotel and how that relates to the other University Square development and the future build out of this site. Contextual imagery of what has already been built as a part of this project. And then here are some renderings. So here, again, is that site plan zoomed in on the hotel retail portion. And then here is the floor plan, first floor plan. You've got the 3 tenant spaces and then traditional hotel first floor spaces, the lobby, cafe, back of house type thing. And then this is the second floor plan on upward 3 and 4, 5 through 7. And then this is 8. And you can see 2 terrace spaces here. And then here is an elevation. Here's the 15th Avenue elevation. This would be those retail spaces. And here's that rendering. Closer view of the rendering. And then this is just that contextual information about the University Square Master Plan that you all saw far before I was here with the board. Here are some existing condition photos of the site. And then this is supplemental information that went along with the rezoning application. So let's go back up here. With that, in regards to the rezoning, the urban core district was created under Title 34, which was also known as Zone in Phase 1. This district has a height limit of 12 stories, which is 150 feet by right, and up to 16 stories with an affordable housing height bonus. There are no to small 15-foot max setbacks and no parking requirements. There are no maximums for building coverage and no minimum requirements for open space. There are height adjacency requirements when abutting a residential or apartment district with a 35-foot height limit. Additional information on the urban core district can be found at the hyperlink provided. In June of 2025, Columbus City Council passed Ordinance 1418-2025, which allowed property owners to rezone from a Title 33 zoning district to a Title 34 zoning district if the property was contiguous to a property that was rezoned as a part of Zone in Phase 1. As such, staff is supportive of the rezoning request as the parcel is consistent with the requirements of the opt-in legislation and is proximate to other urban core districts along North High Street. Further, the proposed new construction is consistent with the development pattern of the surrounding area, and the applicant will be required to step the building down as it goes east into the neighborhood where the property is adjacent to lower density residential districts. In regards to the conceptual review of the design for the hotel and retail component, the University District Plan recommends a creation of high-quality mixed-use development that is compatible with the surrounding neighborhood and incorporates massing that mitigates off-site impacts of the building's height. The plan also recommends that buildings on corner lots address both streets with the primary entrance at the corner and include a high level of transparency on the ground floor. Further, the University District Plan states that new construction should utilize high-quality and durable materials that are influenced by the predominant pattern of the area. The proposal is consistent with these guidelines. However, the plan also recommends that new developments enhance pedestrian and bicycle connectivity, as well as incorporate gathering spaces and public art installations. No information has been provided on these elements at this time. Finally, staff notes that the plan recommends that vehicular maneuvering areas within the setback are not appropriate. The proposal includes the hotel guest drop off between the right-of-way and main entrance on North Pearl Street. Staff encourages the applicant to include enhanced bicycle infrastructure in the proposal, as well as explore opportunities for public gathering spaces and public art. Additionally, the applicant should explore relocating the guest drop-off to the East 15th Avenue side. As such, staff is generally supportive of the proposal, but notes that additional information in the form of streetscape elevations, additional renderings, parking and bicycle infrastructure details, elevations for all sides of the building, sections, rooftop, landscape, hardscape, and lighting plans, as well as material specifications and cut sheets will be required before the board can take action on the design. Lastly, the plan provides recommendations regarding rooftop spaces. The applicant should work with Building and Zoning Services to determine if the upper floor terraces are considered rooftop uses. If so, additional information regarding the anticipated use, layout, and materiality will be needed to evaluate for consistency with plan recommendations. As such, regarding the rezoning, staff recommends support and no action is required on the design conceptual review. Thank you.
That was a lot, but I'm sure you have something to add, so we'll swear you in. Raise your hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Oh, wait, we're gonna open it up. Oh, no, comments first.
Them first.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure, I'll speak towards the rezoning. It's, last time we saw you was 2015 to kick off this rezoning. So it has been a while pre-pandemic and long time coming. We're glad to be partnered with Crawford Hoying on this project and bringing forth what we think is an excellent design to get us started towards final approval. So a little bit on the existing zoning, we first initiated a CPD, commercial plan district zoning and along with that had approved what we called urban framework plan. And this provided a little bit more detail about the future of the development as it relates to creating a mixed use, vibrant, walkable district, and also provided a little bit more guidelines than what the University District Plan prescribed as it related to architecture and building massing and where we're going to be placing uses. I just wanted to bring your attention to the third page showing the square. This was part of their urban framework plan that was reviewed and approved by the UIDRB, showing the interest of the hotel, the relationship to the square, and how the surrounding uses around the square address it. On the next page, we've been pretty consistent in showing the relationship of the entrance to the hotel entrance to the Long Walk, which is in direct access to Thompson Library all the way across the Oval. And that's been pretty purposeful in our planning and design work as we've been moving forward on this project. So we think that relationship is really important to provide and be consistent on. As far as the UCR zoning, the district standards are really close to our CPD zoning setbacks and what's required there. And then intent of creating a walkable mixed-use environment perfectly matches our CPD zoning. And as noted, the parcels on High Street are already zoned the UCR, and coming phase 2 of zone in, this parcel would be included, but we're trying to keep the project moving so that we can get under design fully and bring to you a fully conceptualized project.
One thing I would add is that we have been planning for the drop off on Pearl from the beginning for the past decade. And in fact, work with the city at the time to widen Pearl specifically to allow the drop off there. And that has been, the street is widened and built and with that intention in mind. So that's the only other thing I would add is I think previously we had gotten approvals through the city for this very specific use. So just add that to the context.
Pearl one way.
It's one way except for between 15th and 16th, and we intentionally did that just so we could have the drop off. Yeah, so we widened it and we gave right away as part of that and created that opportunity for two-way traffic there so that we could get a drop off in this location.
South remains one.
Yeah, going south, both north of 16th and south of 15th. It is one way going south.
And you don't want to push traffic on the hotel, like they're gonna have to go to the residential circle, not get like kids.
Right.
Come back. So
The pedestrian traffic on the east-west routes are very busy. And so keeping that circulation, off those streets and keeping it on the service alleys are more ideal, I think.
So we wanted to take the effort of continuing the long walk to have this axial relationship to the front door. It leads into the planning on the interior of the hotel as well as where the front desk goes. But we recognize this intent of how do we activate the corners? And so the drop off and the entry door being one piece of that corner. But if you look at the interior plan, that whole south area of the lobby space is the social areas, the lounge, the bar. So there's the intent of having sidewalk activity and just presence of people on that street corner. The logistics of traffic and drop off and the pedestrian activity going up and down 15, it felt better having that front door with that relationship to the Oval and to get that degree of pedestrian and vehicle activity actually adjacent to that walk route and not necessarily occupying that one. A couple other points to make about the building. We're predominantly an 8-story building as we face High Street, and we taper down to a 4-story building where we have 3 levels of hotel guest rooms going down 15 and a retail area on that furthest east portion. It's about 6,000 square feet demised over 3 different spaces. As was mentioned, we're 145 guest rooms, just over 100,000 square feet in the building, and about 124 feet to the high point that's currently shown. Programmatically, all functions for the hotel are on street level. Then we go to levels of different guest room floors that you saw. And then our roof space, our 8th floor, is a combination of event space, restaurant services, and also a bar. There's 2 terraces that are up there that are all westward facing, looking towards the Oval. Materiality on the building, I think the renderings depict it pretty well. It's we would say high quality materials, but the intent is really complete University Square. So the 2 adjacent buildings are really driving a lot of the material selections, predominantly a masonry and stone building, a lot of windows, but also detailed crafted metal work, good stone work. We're really looking at this building as a continuation of the architecture that's on the Oval. And so really elevating a lot of its materiality, and certainly its design, shape, massing, and scale. I think at this point, we're studying a couple different finishes. The direction is definitely leaning towards a natural stone panel, but probably in some combination of variation of materials, but currently that's the intent.
May I add just one factual comment? The rezoning was approved by the University Area Commission. It's November 19th.
Fix it.
It's sort of a question on that, Stephanie. So sort of, I get that this basically just kind of normalizes. You said that part of the logic is because it's adjacent to UCR zone property, it essentially
It's,
sort of.
it's what allows them to ask to rezone to urban core is because they are adjacent to urban core
Because
properties.
I think that I was around for the original CPD, and I think this diagram shows 110 feet on the red. I think it was a little more complicated than that. There was like 110 foot zone, the hotel was, I think it's stepped down. Some of this came up when Bloom went through their own. I mean, sort of neither here nor there. It's reasonable that UCR moves to, it's, in keeping with the nature.
The only variances we would need if it didn't rezone we're asking for an additional 15 feet so we can have a double height space on the top floor so we can take advantage of the views. And also, I think we're reducing the number of cars by 20. So instead of 450, we're going to build 430. So those are the only, and we were originally just going to, it's a CPD, so we have to rezone. You can't get a variance. So we were originally going to rezone just to make those 2 changes, but then the city recommended that we just move it to the to opt in, as that would give us those same opportunities. But you're right, originally that taller piece was only about 100 feet from the corner.
I hate to interrupt the conversation, but do we need to hear the comments
Yes,
from the public?
yes, unless they have anything else they want to add, then we can move into public comment and then continue the discussion with the board.
This felt like
Yes.
beyond their comments. Yes, please.
I put a sign-in sheet on the podium. If you could just write your name and address.
Okay.
And then you can
hear
move
me?
it down if you
Yeah.
need to.
I hope you can hear me. So my name is Claire Verschwegen. I'm a professor at OSU, and I live in the university. Oh,
Tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing.
yes. Okay. And so I live in the university district. I bike every day through those places. My husband walks every day through these places. We went to the hearing for the new apartment building that replaced the Methodist church. And we were able to reduce it by 2 stories, which was great. And so I am not against the middle part that will face the Thompson Library because I think the symmetry will look good. But I have some issues with 2 items. One is the red building next to it. I think that looks like an eyesore to me. I understand that maybe the rooftop. I would like this to be down to the level of the university buildings that surrounded the square there, the Friendship Square. And then I'm also a little bit flabbergasted by the massiveness of the building and the lack of space on the sidewalk. And there has been a lot of discussion about so many people walking there or biking there. I think that the building should give more space on the sidewalk to aerate a little bit and make it safer for the people who walk there. Lots of students are there. So these are my 2 comments. And I'm a little bit also questioning the increased traffic of cars going into the garage in the back using 16 or 15 to come in or out, which could be sometimes tremendous, I guess, especially on football games, but I don't go out on football games. Okay. So these are my comments, and I hope I did not pass my 3 minutes. Okay. I'll write my name.
Thank you.
So I would like to see wider sidewalk and the red building on the right of the tower going down to the level of the rest of the square.
There people from the audience that would like to
And
speak?
I'm a beneficiary of Campus Partner. When I bought my house, they helped me. So
Is there anyone else wanting to speak on this case from the public? Okay. Now we can circle back to board. Thank
Thanks.
you.
My personal questions were pretty much answered. The University Area Commission, I would comment that just, there was particularly positive response to the relationship of the hotel to the library and the consideration of that overall. Oh,
You said you gave.
oh, no, I said my questions were answered there.
What were your questions?
I think actually, probably they were stated by other commissioners as well, and I.
Would there be any
had no
variances?
notes with the,
Okay. Variance.
Yeah, would there be any variances once if beyond the zone
Beyond.
change?
I
And that answer is no, right? 'Cause
The answer is no, yes, correct.
think it makes sense. See a zoning that some ones use it and probably all this legacy of seafood. So, going back for it's just getting normalizing CC makes sense. I mean, the height of all makes sense. So, from a zoning side. Again, Steve, why the red appendage seems a little balanced, but I also understand the pragmatic functional reasons. You're not going to do a hotel room full of guest rooms. It's not going to be economical or great operating. And I see, so, the red brick is a way to. But I mean, the size notes, and then so you all can get around materials as to cast and precast and great.
We're a little bit late in the game, but will you guys turn your microphones on?
Oops, that is a little.
So the appendage, as we're calling it, how many stories is that compared to, let's say, the building that's adjacent in the image that's brick and stone clad, red brick?
It's also the 8, the upper portion where you see the glass room, that's set back.
Yep.
And then it does not have the rooftop mechanical penthouse above, which is over the center of the building.
So how many stories to the top of the brick on the appendage?
7. So the upper floor, the 8th floor, is the glass part that's set back.
Yep.
And it's also not the double height space like you see
On
at
the
the
right.
right. So it's
So the stone is the double space plus the mechanical.
double space is the limestone. The glass space to the left is a single height space, but the floor is continuous between them.
And it looks like that adjacent building is around 5-ish. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel out of scale. The appendage does not feel
That
out of
has
scale.
more of like a triple height space because some of the event areas that are within that building. So dimension for dimension, they're much closer than story to story. And there's a floor plan of that 8th level plan if you want to see the layout. That one right there. You see, we're also using a portion of that to get to our second means of egress. That those stair go through the entire building.
Mhm.
So that upper portion, the orange in between what's the garage on the right and the terrace on the left, that's just the 1-story volume height space. That's a continuation of the rooftop restaurant bar. So it's private dining rooms or meeting spaces that are directly adjacent. Taking the 2 terraces and breaking them apart rather than one continuous, we felt made the 2 forms of the building feel more independent from one another, but cohesive on the interior circulation.
I will echo the public commentary about I like that it talks to the Thompson Library. I also like that this building, well, I guess the stone portion of the building is rather quiet. The signature building is rather quiet. That's a really bold move, and you don't often get that, especially in this town, which tries very hard. So I really appreciate that. I do think that there could be some, and I'm sure you'll get into it and further into design, some embellishments to the building. It kind of reads Art Deco, but without the graphic work of Art Deco right now, and I'm sure you'll get there in the design. One thing I'll say about the appendage is it doesn't have as much character as the stone portion. And I think it just kind of looks lost. So maybe that gets a little bit amplified as we go further into the process.
Do you believe the varied materials are successful? Just more attention to detail on either or both?
To me, everything looks like it fits right in. It belongs. It looks like it's always been there, which is great.
Great.
No new issues.
Okay. Good advice.
About the retail on the side and the stepping down comment from the staff. Right now, the easternmost portion is actually technically higher just because of the parapet height. Are you planning to address that?
The pop-up in the parapet was really just to break up some of the long wall effect that you had of the continuous floor plate and program behind in either case. It just gave us a moment to create some relief in the facade. If one side were higher or that were reversed, I think you get the same intent. What's also deceiving about the drawing is it's showing 15th as flat, and it's not. It has a grade change, and in fact, the building to our east is more of a large sort of block housing. There it is. It's up, it's elevated, it appears much taller than the number of stories that it represents.
But it's 3 stories and ours is 4.
Right.
Yep. But elevated
So-
because of grade 2.
So the plan is for that floor plate along that whole retail to stay, the hotel and the retail to stay at the same elevation?
Correct.
The
The
first-
grade change where it gets impactful to our entry points in the building is actually just east of our building. It really starts to ramp up. And then the adjacent building on this side of the street to the east is set back and up on a hill. So it's not only up going from west to east, it's up going from south to north.
In the UCR zoning district has very specific requirements if you're next to an apartment residential, a 35-foot height district, about how far from that you need to be and how high you can go. So if they're saying they don't need any variances, then despite this showing, 4 stories, it should be fine.
I think what we'll do as we continue to go forward is include all the elevations of the adjacent, housing blocks, and especially some of the fraternity and sorority houses, just for not only where they sit in the plane of the road, but also effectively how they compare to the size and scale of the building. That this is, in looking at the study, that this is actually smaller in scale than those because of those two impacts. The other little moves are like you see on the upper portion on the 4th floor, the window height changes in certain areas where we take advantage of some of that extra height for interior alterations on some of those guest rooms. If for a fact that needed to go to the middle segment of the building instead of the east side, that's fine. It's really just moves to change and articulate that facade.
And that new alley is still planned, so there's even further separation.
And a small green space. There's like an alley and a green space.
Yeah, you see that on
Before the adjacent.
And Chris, could you talk a little bit about the circulation into the parking garage for both hotel and residential to maybe alleviate some concerns about traffic?
Yeah, so that's a good drawing to show that. So there is entry points from west to east and then also east to west. The logistics of the traffic is going to be, I think, predominantly off of Pearl Alley will be access for hotel use. It's predominantly a valet drop off is offered, but that ease of access from the hotel functions will come in predominantly that way. Residents, I think, would grow more accustomed to going in through the back way for not having to maneuver around hotel guests. But then there's a clear entry and exit point either way.
Right.
The number of spaces, I think we're hovering around 430, which is more than enough for the residential piece. And then what we see in the hospitality marketplace is, conventionally used to be 1 space per room. It really is nowhere near that requirement because of how many of us just transport ourselves when we're in town as a guest. So there's certainly an adequate number of spaces based on the program usage of the 2 adjacent. And then I believe the parking access is open to the public as well.
And we expect it'll be used by the event center that's there. That's in an adjacent building today.
We did the WOSU building down the street. The intent was for this would also help staff parking and other access as well. So the parking really serves much more than these 2 segments of this development. They're really to support and enhance the other activities. Hopefully that creates a positive impact on street parking and traffic and, other degrees of activity.
So the parking garage and the residential developer are a totally separate development at this point. Is that right?
Well, they're on a different timeline, I would
Right.
say.
Same group, different time.
Same developer, just different timeline and different architects.
Gotcha.
And our thought is we wanted to get conceptual approval at the hotel first so that it can inform the architecture of the residential piece.
Makes sense.
But yeah, wanted to get your feedback first.
Any other comment? Did we provide enough feedback on design? I know we're only taking a vote on the rezoning today, but I think on the feedback.
I think the only thing I would add is sort of totally get honoring Thompson. I think it's a fine line between honoring Thompson and being distinct enough. And I think Chris, you and your team are totally capable of figuring it out. But the closer you get to Thompson, the more it looks like it. And it sort of wants to be equal in stature, but different. So just putting that out there as a comment, you got to figure out what the right balance.
That's a great point. We've taken the approach of they're relatable, but it's not trying to replicate.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's programmatically in the library, there's a couple interesting things that I think tie into what we're doing. The elevated, in that case, the reading room and that really wonderful set of windows in view. It's like the conversation between the 2 buildings, but there really isn't an intent to replicate materiality or detail. If it's stone and they're stone, and that's one thing, but it's not meant to be a bookend replica of what the library is doing. Truly to honor the library and say that's really the star of the show, but we're creating a respectful alignment to it and a dialogue without necessarily copying. Pretty tough to beat.
Library doesn't have to make any money.
Yeah.
The hotel will be fine.
We want to make a motion for the rezoning.
I will. As presented.
I'll second the motion.
So that was a motion by Mr. Sublet, seconded by Mr. Mather to support the rezoning request. One second, Mr. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Reeds, not here, sorry. Mr. Sublet,
Yes.
Mr. Smansky.
Yes.
Mr. Mather.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. And then we do not need any action on the conceptual review. Do you have any additional questions for the board?
No, thank you for your great feedback. Thanks, very helpful.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And then our last item of business is these staff approvals. So we will need a motion to adopt them into the record. Nothing too crazy. The first one is for a front door replacement. The second one is an HRC concurrent where they're doing re-roofing, and they actually removed a chimney and HRC is making them put it back. So so we are agreeing with deferring to HRC on that. And then the last two are graphics. One is for 2 wall signs, and then the last one is just changing out that ad mural next to McDonald's. So pretty straightforward.
What are the 2 graphics out of curiosity? I couldn't get the links to work on the film. Mostly this is me just being curious about what businesses we're looking at.
Yeah. So this one is, see if we can. Just these individual channel letters here.
Oh, that's the Chabad house.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're doing the channel letters here and then the channel letters here. Thank you.
Yeah, you too, Chris.
Let's see. So this has been staff approved. Everything was consistent with the guidelines. They are working with BZS to ensure that they don't need any variances just because of the type of district it is and the signage. So if that is the case, maybe they'll either modify this to maybe only have 1 sign, or we may see them requesting a variance. But that's this one, and then the other one I think is I think it's cows. Cows. It was chicks.
Oh, PETA.
Yeah, now it's cows. So
All right, that's the billboard next to the McDonald's.
yeah, yes, that's correct. So that's it. That's all the staff approvals.
Okay.
Do we have to approve them, right?
Yeah, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the staff approvals.
I'll second.
That was a motion by Mr. Mather, seconded by Mr. Smansky. Mr. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Sublet,
Yes.
Mr. Smansky,
Yes.
and Mr. Mather.
Yes.
Motion carries. And that is all I have. If you would like to adjourn us, Mr. Chair.
We're adjourned, but also don't we have a different time next month as well?
Yeah.
Yes, the meeting next month, I think, is,
Yeah,
it's on a Wednesday, December 17th.
I will not be able to make that meeting.
Okay. So it is a day early and a week early, I think. So I'll make sure to bold, underline, italicize, highlight that in my email correspondence.
Yep. And with that we are adjourned.
Thank you.